Hi. Hi. My name's Adrian. Today I'm going to do a review on my new uke, on my birthday uke. So Dad gave me some money. Thanks, Dad, for my birthday. I spent it on a uke, as you do. The uke I bought, I was chasing a steel string uke, like a solid body uke. I jumped on the net, I found Fanner, I found Risa, I found Vorsen. I managed to just strum a Vorsen without it plugged in one of the shops. Seemed okay. The Fanners really took my interest, and so did the Risa, but the Risas are ridiculously expensive. The Fanners are just very expensive. I'm sure they're great products. Everyone loves them on the Facebook. I don't have that sort of money. However, in my research, I came across this. Okay, this is Hani uke. It's from Hani Music, HONNI music.com. Solid body uke. Tenor makes them in baritone as well. I believe also U basses, but you better chat to him. It's a custom uke, so you choose almost every aspect of this uke, which was just fantastic. It was awesome, and it was a fraction of the price of the Fanner and the Risa. It's on par with the Vorsen. So if you've got an opinion on Vorsen, I have none, because I have no opinion on the others. However, I love this, and it's a similar sort of money to the Vorsen. I'm not mentioning exact prices because prices change, and quite frankly, I wouldn't blame him if he put his prices up, because I reckon it's worth it. Now, when you buy one of these, you order it off the website. You can choose the body shape. Okay, I chose standard, and the reason why, or the classic, and the reason why I did is all my ukes I strap at the headstock. Okay, attach at the headstock. For a solid body, I wanted to attach at the body, and I believe that the standard has a little bit more width this way, and so it's a little bit more balanced. Okay, so if I stand back here, I might just adjust that camera so you can just see down a bit more. Alrighty. So yeah, well balanced. Well balanced. Now, so you choose the shape yourself. You choose the wood of the soundboard. You've got a choice of Meranti, which is what I've chosen, okay, and pine. Okay, and you can do a combination where there's a racing stripe of one wood and then the outside is the other wood. But you choose the wood. You choose the headstock shape. Okay, there's many shapes to choose from. I chose this one. You choose the pickup configuration. Every uke has two pickups in it. You can either choose, I chose a combination of a magnetic coil, a single magnetic coil called a soap bar, as well as an under soundboard attached to the soundboard, a piezo. And I just wanted the concept of having something, I call it analog, but something vibrational and then something magnetic. Although you can get two magnetic ones. You can get a slimline and a soap bar, or a combination of either. I have zero opinion. I know nothing about magnetic core pickups, so I don't know what the best setup is. When I spoke to the luthier, Adrian, good bloke, must be, he recommended this. I went with it. Cool. You can have a switch down the bottom where you switch from one pickup, combination of both, or the other pickup. Tone, volume knob, and where you plug your lead in. You also choose the sound hole. So you've got a sound hole, various shapes, makes a little difference. It makes no difference at all. It's purely aesthetics. Now I wonder if you can see, you see how thick that is? It's a lot thicker than your average uke. Okay. Now I'll just strum it without it plugged in. Okay, so got a reasonable resonance. I'm sure you could hear it from there. So it's not the softest uke for a solid body. which I find is kind of cool because it means I can just pick it up and not have to plug it in and have a bit of a practice on my own. In terms of construction, well, I've mentioned the how thick the soundboard is. It's quite thick, I'd say more than 1/2 centimetre. It is clearly handmade. You see the just the wood where he's worked on the wood there. Okay, that's clearly handmade. It doesn't have the factory finish polish of a Risa or a Fanner. You see little gaps there. It's clearly handmade. However, I don't see that as a negative in the slightest. I love this thing. These things are so you can get into the electrics behind. It's a passive uke. It's a passive pickup. Again, I know nothing about the magnetic pickups. I'm plugging this into a high Z input, high Z input in my audio interface. I'm happy to be guided as to whether I should be plugging it into a normal pickup, a normal jack. I don't know. Also, in terms of construction, you might be able to see in the light, this headstock actually comes in about 3 different pieces. It's how it gets its shape, and it's joined, probably glued together, I would imagine. It's only in certain lights you can see that. So it does have the handmade. It does have the handmade feel to it, and I love that. So if you're chasing the polish of a traditional Strat, and you've got the bucks, fine, go for the other ones or Vorsen. But if you want something with a bit more character, then I find it hard to go past this. Also on the construction side, the fretboard is the fretboard is normally joined here somewhere, okay, and around here somewhere. And I don't know about the electric ukes, but a lot of the acoustic electrics have a truss rod. I don't know about solid bodies, but this one is an entire piece. So it joins. So if we were to undo this, I could pull this out. Okay, this piece, the fretboard, extends all the way underneath. Okay, all the way down to the bottom. So it's actually, this thing here is one long bit all the way inside. Okay, pull it out. Very, very solid. Very solid. The strings are, I think, a super light steel string guitar. I think he said something about 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't quote me on that. That might mean something to somebody. It's a lot heavier with a strap. Okay, it's a lot heavier. If there was one criticism I could, and I don't know if it is a criticism, it's possibly, if I was to order another, I would ask about the placement of the soapbox, the soap bar, because, oh, by the way, the setup is fantastic. So it plays low, it plays quick. Yeah, really happy with that. I was hoping for some quick rhythm. I'm going to get it. But when you're playing finger style, I normally personally pluck my fingers in the middle, and that's where this pickup is. So it's not impossible. The pickup, you'll see, if I get out of the road, you see how it's higher at that side than it is that side. So if your fingers are there, there's not a lot of room. You can still use it. I just turn this around. When I do it, I actually put my pinky on the soap bar, and I do. Some of my fingers are in that gap there, and some of mine are above the pickup. It doesn't seem to inhibit it. So I can still do it, but I mean, I'm trying to be critical here. I just don't want to do a complete sales job on this. Okay, I want to try and poke holes in it, and that's what I would chat about to see if I can move that out and free up a bit more room. But there's possibly a very good reason why it's placed there. That's potentially the best place for it to pick up the signal. Excuse me. Right, now what else can I say about it? Let's play it. I'll plug it in. Now what I'm doing is I'm recording this actually straight into my phone. And you can, look at this, I've got an NT1A. This is my NT1A, and that's plugged straight into my phone. using a TC Helicon Go Vocal. This is cool. It means I can free up the normal audio interface for plugging this in so I can play through GarageBand. So I'll just bring this out a bit so you can hear it. Now, I'm a mediocre player. I think I told you that, so don't expect anything fancy because I don't have it. So that's the volume. I can't turn the volume up. I've just plugged into GarageBand, and this is just coming out of my normal stereo. It's not even an amp. Tone, high, low. You can hear a little bit of noise there in the tone. Occasionally that comes through when you're adjusting the tone knob. Don't know whether you can hear that. Just a slight little noise. So that pickup is the magnetic, only the magnetic. If I flick the switch, you hear a little click. That now goes into a combination of the magnetic and the piezo, so it's going to hear that. But it's also going to hear anything. See, you can hear that noise. If I flick to magnetic, you don't hear any body noise coming through the pickup, but if I flick and bring the piezo into it, you can hear any vibrations. It's picking up the vibrations in the wood, and that's where it is. So and so you can do now the last switch is just the piezo alone, so it's just that, but it's very soft for the Okay, so flick back to the magnetic. And then of course when you're on the magnetic, and you can use the effects. So I'll just change the effect in GarageBand. I've got it on a clean. I could put some echoes in. I'm waiting for GarageBand to kick in. Of course, great time for my computer to slow down a bit. Okay, so you can turn it into whatever you want. I'll turn it into, say, a distorted guitar. It's probably a bit loud. Whoa. Okay, a little bit of feedback there. So you can turn this thing into anything you want. I personally want this to be clean. So I'll just keep like a jazz. Now, one of the, why would you use it? Why would you try? Why would you get one of these things? Hey, why not? Let's face it, if you're watching this, you're into your ukes, and if you're into your ukes, you're going to be buying ukes, okay? So you're going to be buying something. Why buy 10 of the same thing, okay? Don't buy 10 of the same thing. It's one thing, I don't have that many ukes. They are growing, but I try to make sure each uke serves a different job. This certainly has a whole bunch of different jobs. I'll be trying to bring this into when I play live on the few occasions that I do get. Now, why would you do it? A couple of reasons. The sustain. Okay, it'll just go on forever. It's got a sustain unlike any other uke. If you want to bend the notes, I can't do shredding solos. I can't do riffs. I've got a few little ones. Okay, so you can bend. I don't like that effect. Let's try this. Okay, so bending, you have a really cool control. So yeah, bending, obviously normal. I was really surprised. I thought I'd have to get a pick. I don't. I'm just using my fingers. Doesn't hurt. I've been waiting. I've been playing this now for about 4 days. I've been waiting for blisters. They haven't come. Pretty cool. I have noticed, barring the first fret, like B flat, is okay. It's a little tense, but it's steel strings. That's probably me just getting used to steel strings. You could use the sustain. You could use the sustain to overlay, like I'll just turn this up a bit. I liked it before a bit louder. Okay, so so just change that again. It just makes you want to try different stuff. What else can I say about this? Nicely balanced. You'll see here the intonation has been set up. Okay. All of those. It seems to hold well. Harmonics seem okay. It's fun. Now, in terms of storage, it's not going to fit in anything. Okay, so if you might want to get a case made. I have an excess case. I've got a U-bass case, and which is, I think, is actually a baritone case. So it fits in. You see, there's a fair bit of wiggle room there. Yeah, so it's not a snug fit. It doesn't fit in any of my other tenor cases. It doesn't fit in my U-bass hard cases. So just a soft bag in a baritone. But it might be worth it. The money you're paying for this. Like, this is seriously ridiculously cheap for what you get. You can afford to have a case made for it locally and still come out of it less than half of some of those brands. So yeah, I don't know what else I can say. I absolutely love this thing. Thanks, Adrian. I think you've done a wonderful job. The frets are dressed nicely. They're very smooth. No sharp edges. No sharp edges. Something like that's fixable anyway. Just on some of the feedback I've got on some of the Facebook sites, everyone's been happy with the setup as it's arrived home as well. So it took about 5 weeks for this to get made after I placed my order, so you've got to be patient. Okay, I've rambled enough. Yes. It's fun to play. Okay, cool. I'll let you go. I'll get back to playing this. Thanks.